Officials, they had to return $40,000, but it took them a long time to do it. A black business owner suffered because of this. Let me put the picture up for Mass. You're looking at Jerry Johnson, a North Carolina small business owner, has finally been returned his money, $39,000, after Arizona police seized his money by force roughly 21 months ago. Johnson's struggle began when he took a flight in an effort to save his small trucking business. Here's the video.
They had the brand that I like. I like that ISX motor. I love it. It was one of them reactions where I needed to go get this thing.
When he stepped off the plane in Phoenix, Arizona to pick up his luggage, Jerry was confronted by law enforcement.
And he pulled out his badge and he said, may I see your ID? I passed him my ID. He asked me, was I carrying any drugs? I told him no. He asked me, was I carrying any large sums of money? I said yes.
Yeah, he had a large sum of money. It is not statutorily illegal to carry a large sum of money. There's more. The police then checked his luggage. They found $39,500 and began to make assumptions. Even though Johnson was not charged, I need you to hear this, he was not charged with a crime. Police confiscated his money under something we have discussed on this program before, civil forfeiture law. They accused Johnson, who has a registered business and a trucking license, of earning the money from illicit drug sales. The police claimed the money smelled like marijuana and made him sign over his money to them. Johnson attempted to take legal action following the event, but here's what happened. Johnson fought to get his money back from the state, but his first obstacle came from the Maricopa County Superior Court judge, who ruled after a 2021 hearing that he could not prove the money was not from illegal activity. There's more. Let's put it up. Here's the picture of the ruling, all right? Johnson then sought help from the Virginia-based nonprofit, the Institute for Justice, who helped him file an appeal. Then, in a recent ruling, the higher court ruled in his favor in May 2022, concluding that the county superior court violated his due process rights. The appellate court then sent the cash back to the lower court for review. They sent the case back to the lower court for review. But now the state has requested the case be dismissed, returning Johnson's funds in mid-March. Upon reclaiming his funds, Johnson had this to say, and I quote, "It's a blessing to finally have my savings back so that I can invest it in my business," Johnson said in the statement. That the government could take my money, never charge me with a crime, but hold onto my savings for so long is outrageous. It created a tremendous financial burden for me and my family. And there were a lot of business opportunities I've missed out on because that money was just sitting in a government account. However, after 2.5 years of devastating psychological and monetary damage, the situation still doesn't feel right. Attorneys from the Institute for Justice said the state refuses to pay his attorney fees and the interest at Arizona's statutory rate for judgment. They said it also needs to make Johnson whole. They said they need to make Johnson whole for business opportunities that he missed because his money was taken. Okay, so here's the thing. We've talked about this civil forfeiture law before. It is an insane law. There was one individual who we talked about right here on Indisputable about him being pulled over. They decided to just take his money because the cop didn't like him. And he had to go through a process of trying to get his money back. Never was charged with a crime. And when he got his money back, they were able to take some ridiculous fee before returning his money. It is an insane law. And yes, it does violate due process. There is no charge. There is no opportunity to engage in a legal process or to confront your accusers. All of these things are within the context of due process. So how are they getting away with it? Well, typically they get away with it because many people do not challenge it. Now, for 39,000 plus, you're challenging that until there's no challenge left. But keep in mind, some people have 100, maybe 500, maybe 1,000, 2,000. We also saw this in the state of Georgia. Same thing. So how far does this go? Where police departments are engaged in this kind of forfeiture, where they will literally make you sign over your money without due process. All right, Jackson, thoughts here.
I mean, unless a case has been built up on some type of criminal organization that's really been looked into, there's really no practical reason to forfeit people's assets, other than two things. One is withholding authority just over the state in general, or rather the state withholding its own authority. And then also just a way to gather collateral for different types of exchanges or different types of deals, or, whatever it is that they may need to do. Resources are taken, not just in cash, but, in all types of assets. And so, there's no again, the practicality is nowhere to be seen. It's not like, hey, is this from drug sales? No, it's not. Okay, we're just going to take it anyway, and then we're going to keep it for over a year, as if, it's against the law to give people's money back. But it's set up that way, again, so that they can maintain authority. Yep. And they got collateral on deck. So it's really no more complicated than that.
That's right. All right. We will follow this story. I do see a lawsuit in the future for the state of Arizona.